Shout out to Carlos Santana for keeping it all the way real. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about world famous musician Carlos Santana going on a so-called anti-trans rant during a recent concert. Now, whoever they may be, want to call it anti-trans, they want to call it homophobic, transphobic, and any other obic and is out there in a negative way. But if you ask me and most regular everyday people throughout this world, not just Americans, but all over the world, most of us think the exact same way that he thinks. It's no hate, nothing against anybody. You want to identify as the stapler from the office, the red stapler in the basement. I don't care what you want to identify as. It's totally fine. However, at a certain point, reality is reality and fantasy is fantasy. What he said here was 100% correct. Now, unfortunately, he has kind of already apologized for this, but maybe he really didn't. We'll get into the apology or lack thereof a little bit later. But first, here is just a quick headline. Then we're going to get into the video. And if you want to see the video and read the headlines and everything else, links will be in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But you see what's going on right here. Headline reads, Carlos Santana goes on most insane, quote unquote, anti-transgender rant during concert. Okay, so what we got right here. Carlos Santana delivered a speech laced with anti-transgender remarks during a recent performance in Atlantic City, New Jersey, telling the audience, a woman is a woman and a man is a man. Now, so far, so good. I don't really see the issue. Let's get into the video and check out what he said in full in his own words, without the paraphrasing and whatnot from the mainstream media.
Or you're lying your ass up. There is no virtual reality. When God made you and me, before we came out of the womb, you know who you are and what you are. Later on, when you grow up and you see things and you start believing that you could be something that it sounds good, but you know it ain't right. Because a woman is a woman and a man is a man. That's it. Whatever you want to do in the closet, that's your business. So I'm okay with that. I am like this with my brother Dave Chappelle. Or you're lying your ass.
All right, so that's a clip right there. Shout out to Carlos Santana. Shout out to my main man Dave Chappelle, who got in some hot water for the same reason. Remember the whole thing about some of the jokes? Oh, these are offensive. These are anti-trans jokes. It's like, look, man, at the end of the day, if I'm Dave Chappelle, I'm a comedian, and nobody should be off limits for me to joke on. My profession is to tell jokes. And at a certain point, if nobody's offended, then maybe what I'm joking about is not really that funny, because somebody's going to be offended. If I say to you that you can identify as a puff of train smoke and everybody laughs, and then the one guy in the back who does identify as Thomas the Tank Engine, a puff of train smoke, carbon emission, climate change, pollution, dirt, if he identifies as that, he's going to be triggered. But it's like, so should I change my act because this guy in the back identifies as train smoke? Should I change my act because of that? Or should I just leave nobody off the table? You know what's weird? I'm going to come back so you can see me clearly. It's weird because these people will say, oh, treat us the same. We're no different. Don't discriminate against us. But then when it comes to comedy, when it comes to humor, all of a sudden they want to be treated differently, treated special, and, you know, like kind of discriminated against. Oh, I can't joke about you because you're LGBT. That's so dumb. If you want to be included in everything, then you got to take the good with the bad, or the good with what you're also going to be offended by at the same time. You can't just have everything working in your favor sometimes you might not like what's being done, and it's okay. As long as I don't put my hands on you, as long as I don't violate your civil rights, as long as I'm not attacking you physically, jokes are jokes, and everybody can get it. I don't care, black, white, Puerto Rican, candy stripe, gay, straight, tall, small, fat, skinny, doesn't matter. Does not matter. But as I said, there was kind of an apology here. And the reason why I say kind of is because of a couple of things I'm going to get into. This is on CNN. I know, Common News Network. But anyway, Carlos Santana apologizes for anti-trans comments he made during a recent concert. And by the way, Santana is from San Francisco, the belly of the beast. All right. So, that's going to be an issue. People from San Fran may not like what he said, although it was nothing but the truth. Anyway, let's read into it. Carlos Santana faced criticism on Thursday when a video of the musician making quote unquote anti-transgender comments during a recent concert in New Jersey in July resurfaced on social media. When God made you and me, before we came out of the womb, you know who you are and what you are, the guitarist is saying in the clip. He continued, later on when you grow up and you see things and you start believing that you could be something, that sounds good, but it ain't right, because a woman is a woman and a man is a man. That's it. Again, what you read right there and what you heard in the clip with your own 2 ears, saw with your own 2 eyes, is right on point. The average person in the world, regardless of what race or nationality, whatever, most people, most humans think this way. It's only a very, very small portion of humanity that thinks differently. And it's only an even smaller portion who are offended by what Carlos Santana said. That is the truth. This is something that it bridges nations, languages, gender, everything. This is a common thing. Anyway, so you're talking about Dave Chappelle and the whole thing about the closer and whatnot. So check it out. The criticism Santana faced on Thursday prompted the Smooth singer to release a statement to his Facebook page where he wrote, "I'm sorry for my insensitive comments." Now, let's pause for a second before we get into the apology, so-called. When I click this, it goes nowhere. Now, I don't want to click it right now because I don't want my personal Facebook to show up, but I'm going to link to this article in the description box. If you click that link, that should be to his Facebook page, that should be to the statement, it goes nowhere. So what that tells me is that it's been deleted. Now, if you can find his statement, y'all let me know. But this link does not go to the actual so-called apology. So if he put something out, maybe he retracted it. Maybe it's kind of like what Neo did. Remember Neo when he was talking about certain things with the LGBTs or whatever? Then it was a PR statement that got put out, and then he put out a video doubling down on what he said originally. It could kind of be like that. You think he's apologizing, but not really. But anyway, let's get into what they said he said before this link became non-working. Quote, "They don't reflect what I want to honor and respect all persons' ideals and beliefs. I realize that what I said hurt people, and that was not my intent. I sincerely apologize to the transgender community and everyone I offended." Santana went on to mention that his personal goal is to honor and respect all persons' ideals, whether they are LGBTQ or not. This is the planet of free will, and we have all been given this gift. I will now pursue this goal to be happy and have fun, and for everyone to believe what they want and follow in your hearts without fear. It takes courage to grow and glow in the light that you are, and to be true, genuine, and authentic. We grow and learn to shine our light with love and compliments, he concluded. Okay, so that's that right there. They're talking about, at the end of this article, a bunch of LGBT stuff, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, so what he said from the beginning was right on point. I'm not quite sure if that apology was an apology. And even if it was, I don't see it. I don't see it on his Facebook page. So maybe it was taken down. I don't really know. But regardless of what is happening after the fact, what he said in the video was true. It's not about being anti-LGBT. It's not even about that. He's like, yo, whatever you do, that's your business. And then the whole word "in the closet." I was looking at some of the articles and they said he wants you to stay in the closet. Is that what he said? I think it's more about what you do behind closed doors. Like, I don't want to see two men or anybody really fornicating in public. Okay, you got kids you walking with, and you see two adults outside fornicating. That's called indecent exposure. You're going to get locked up for that. So whatever you want to do behind closed doors and the privacy of your own home with two consenting adults, that's your business, not mine. I'm not going to get involved. I'm not going to try to get in the way. Okay, and police that kind of activity. As long as anybody getting assaulted, as long as anybody being violated, that's not my problem. The issue is when you try to make me believe, as I close, that you are something that we all know that you're not. I look at a biological male and I see a male. I'm seeing this big 6'3", crazy shoulders, big crazy jawline, Adam's apple protruding from here to Mars. It's like, all right, now you're gonna tell me you're a woman? Look, however you feel, that's your thing, but come on. Let's not do that. Let's not have these men, biological XYs, going to the restroom or biological XXs. And I'm going to add one thing. One last thing as I close. I have never in my life, and I've been traveling, I've been all over the country, I go a lot of public restrooms, and I've never in my life seen a biological woman in a restroom with men. Like in my personal life, maybe it's happened. I'm giving it anecdotal. I've never actually seen that in my life, in real life. But I know plenty of women who have seen men in the restroom. Oh, yeah, and it's an obvious man. This guy looking like Mario and Luigi with a dress on. Okay, big crazy hat, shoes, mustache, all that, right? And they're like, okay, what's going on? They're in the bathrooms, locker rooms. The point I'm making is you're going to see a lot more biological XYs in female-only spaces where they should not be. Then you're going to see the other way around. This whole thing is a way for them to infiltrate those spaces where they wouldn't normally be accepted. It's desperation. These guys are really hungry for women. And at a certain point, it's becoming dangerous. And that is the overall problem. Somebody being gay or whatever has nothing to do with violating a space that is specifically for biological women. However, the women in that space identify sexually. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Carlos Santana said? Was he on point, off point? How you feel about the apology or lack thereof? And why is it gone now? Have you been able to find it on his Facebook page? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. What he said was right on point, and the majority of humanity agrees with him. It doesn't matter the race, the ethnicity, the language, the gender, the age. The majority of humanity is in agreement. It's only I'm talking about a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent. Only a very small minority agree, but the way it's covered in Western media, you would think that it is half of the population. It's not. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.